Lancia Lambda 8 Series 2-liter Tourer 1928. One of the most gifted automobile engineers of all time, Vincenzo Lancia founded his own company in 1906, having previously been in Fiat's employ as chief test driver. Introduced in 1907, the first Lancia car showed an independence of thought and defiance of convention that would remain associated with the marque well into the modern era. Military vehicles, lorries, Benz and Aero engines followed, the latter enabling Lancia to accrue valuable expertise in the design and construction of V-configuration power plants. Apart from a solitary six-cylinder model, the relatively unsuccessful Di-Alpha of 1908-1909, all early Lancias had four-cylinder engines and were only supplied in chassis form, there being no in-house coachworks at this time. Lancia's very first offering, the 1824 horsepower Alpha, embodied the principles that its maker had come to consider essential: low weight, a high revving engine, shaft drive, a pressed steel front axle and Wormand screw steering. New models were introduced on almost a yearly basis, all named after letters of the Greek alphabet, and production increased sufficiently for Lancia to move to larger premises in Via Monginevro, Turin in 1911. Lancia's first V-engine model, the V8 Stricapra sports car, appeared in 1922, but it was the Lambda, launched soon after, that would prove to be of even greater significance. A milestone in automotive history, the revolutionary Lambda was the world's first car to have a stress-bearing body and the first to be powered by a V4 engine. The absence of a separate chassis meant the driver could sit lower, enabling a low aerodynamic body line to be achieved, while Lancia's patented sliding pillar-independent front suspension endowed the Lambda with ride and handling qualities unmatched by anything in its class. The engine, an overhead camshaft unit of 2,120 cc, was progressively enlarged, arriving at its final 2,570 cc, 68 bhp configuration in 1928. Production of the Lambda lasted from 1923 to 1931 in 9 series. Although not designed with competition in mind, the Lambda in modified form proved extremely capable in petrol, one finishing 4th overall at the inaugural Mille Miglia of 1927, a class-winning achievement repeated the following year. By the time production ceased in 1931, a total of some 13,000 Lambdas of all types had been made. Imported in 1928 and originally registered as '156108. This particular Lambda was purchased by the vendor's father-in-law, the late Ronald Damey, in the mid-1950s from a garage in Gloucestershire, see letter on file. As purchased, the Lancia had been cut and shut, the wheelbase having been shortened in the process of transforming it into a Chelsea Walsh Special. The car was restored in the 1980s, the chassis being returned to the correct length and a new ash-framed aluminium-paneled body, copied from a contemporary torpedo design, built by the Oxford Carriage Company, C. Arcoli and Roger Wing. The engine was rebuilt by renowned marque specialist, Peter Jarisch, in the 1990s. Photographs of the restoration are on file. It should be noted that the original chassis number had been lost during repairs, the number quoted above, 9343, being the engine number. Following the rebuild, Ron Amey won the Lancia Motor Club's Hugo Boyd Trophy for the restoration of this car and that of the Lambda Faux Cabriolet in this sale, Lot 36. In 1993, DS 8080 took part in the Mille Miglia, and the Lambda has participated in various other tours and Lancia Motor Club rallies. The car has not been driven since approximately 2000 and will require recommissioning before returning to the road. Accompanying paperwork consists of a quantity of an old-style logbook, sundry restoration invoices, and a V5 registration document. A wonderful opportunity to acquire a fine example of one of the most outstanding automotive designs of all time.